through. I'm a little surprised at that, but again, penetration at the point of attack, collapsing the defense, giving wide open corner three.
Giannis to Brook Lopez. There's your first points.
Nice job by Brook. A little slip at the top off the ball screen. Beautiful find by Giannis.
And Cal Kuzma going down hard on Miles Turner. His first.
You know, I like the energy of the Bucks so far. Now, the results have not been what they'd like, but nice job by Brook reading the defense. Instead of staying there to try and set a screen, did an early slip. No one on that backside down the middle for the easy pass and finish.
So Turner to the free throw line. The second leading scorer here for the Pacers. He had 19 points. 3 of 5 from 3, and most importantly for Rick Carlisle, always kind of producing some mismatch rotation problems.
You see how the Bucks adjust to that, because they gave him some early open looks straight on at the three-point line that he was able to knock down and get his confidence going.
Giannis hasn't taken a shot yet. Led the team on Saturday. There's his first shot at short.
Well, that jumper was there about a count or two earlier for him in terms of him being in rhythm.
And it'll be Bucks basketball. First turnover forced on Tyrese Halliburton and the Pacers.
Nice job by Taurean Prince just being in his airspace. Halliburton complaining about something. I didn't see a whole lot of contact, but Prince forced a turnover just by pressure defense.
Here's Damian Lillard with his touch on this offensive possession. He hasn't taken a shot yet. Brook Lopez 4-3, and he's got all 5 points here from Milwaukee.
Well, and that's where Brook has got to make his mark at the offensive end. That early roll, but right there stretching out the defense, spacing out Miles Turner when he's helping out on Giannis. But some early zone defense. Normally this is reserved for that second unit.
Only played 3 minutes into the first quarter, though, but Siakam finds a seam in that zone.
They really thrived in those difficult areas, the mid-range area, and then the non-restricted area, shooting 57% in game one.
Giannis gives it up to 3, and Taurean Prince, his first points here of this playoff series.
I thought TP passed up at least 3 or 4 early good looks for him in game one. Can't afford to do that in game two.
I already feel, too, in that possession, that might have been a shot that Giannis took in game one. Siakam gets blocked by Brook. Met him at the summit. And a walking violation, so we head back the other way.
Brook Lopez making his presence, his enormous presence felt. Nice job stretching out Miles Turner for the deep three. And then right here, give me that, Pascal. You're not getting spicy on this play. A little spicy on this P. But the Bucks early zone. So this is the first kind of an adjustment. Doc going early zone with the starting group.
Could save Dame's legs, too. That is one thing that they talked about is his lungs. He still has to recondition to get back into basketball shape.
Well, one thing Dame talked about 2 weeks ago was just fighting through screens, using the last couple of days to get his body used to kind of battling through screens, running all over the floor. Long rebound right here.
Brook Lopez whistled for the foul here on this reach-in right there as Siakam went down.
2 little tricks that Doc Rivers can use at his disposal to try and make sure that Dame's return after an extended absence becomes a little bit more seamless than one might expect.
Miles Turner, a deep one, and he's 2 for 2.
Right again, they're starting off Torrey, shooting the basketball.
They pick it away from Dame. Halliburton, the quick outlet to Siakam. This place is going nuts, and there's the timeout from Doc. Need to settle the troops down a little bit and settle this building down just a little bit.
This is a meal.
looks pretty familiar to us. But listen, those guys look like they're from Milwaukee, and the team went back to Milwaukee during their 2 days off. And as we know, Damian Lillard back in action tonight. He spoke about getting back into practice with his team while they were in Milwaukee.
It was helpful. The first day I was able to, the day after game one, I was able to play a lot, get up and down. That was actually my first time going full court. That was like my first time going full court was Sunday. And then yesterday I was able to get a couple more in and felt a little better then. And that's when I was just like, it's not going to be a moment where I'm like, all right, I'm just absolutely ready for a game. You know, I think pride and heart and care, you got to go out there and just do what you got to do, and you got to deal with the results, and you just got to, you know, find a baseline to build from, and that's what I'm going to do.
I talked to Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle before the game. I said, so how does Damian Lillard change your game plan? He said, well, listen, he's another guy you got to deal with. He can pull up with a 40-foot jumper and drive the ball, pass the ball. He's tough to guard. It's another great weapon for the Bucks. Guys like that make the players around them better by virtue. As we can see, making his guys better right there, putting more on the floor. But he said it's going to make it harder. But listen, it's the NBA playoffs. It's supposed to be hard, Lisa.
Yeah, it is. And Giannis, that was his first offensive look against Neesmith, and he went right at him.
Went right at him, drew a bevy of defenders in the restricted area, still able to elevate over the top, but can also kick out for open jumpers if he chooses to. Then passes there.
We've seen this approach. Look at all the numbers in the restricted area on Giannis, and now he goes back to Pac, 2 for 2.
He's totally oblivious to it. You can throw everybody out there. Doesn't matter.
It's almost like we've seen the wall kind of form right at the free throw line, but in game one, we saw it kind of form more deeper into the lane, in the paint, right by the restricted area.
And that's where it's formed the last 2 possessions. And again, he's just totally oblivious to that wall. The wall comes tumbling down, and Giannis goes right up over.
Oh, my goodness. Talk about a home court roll there for Nembhard. They're getting all the breaks here early.
And that's okay. I mean, I like the energy and the spirit that the Bucks are playing with. Indiana shooting out of their minds right now. You can expect that to come down. If it doesn't, you're in for a long night. Look at that wall that's just giving him out at the free throw line.
Torian Prince couldn't quite decide he wanted to take the shot or give it up. Here's the last Giannis bucket.
Right there. Look at the crowd of defenders around him. There's 3 guys right in his immediate vicinity. Does a nice job. Feels confident with that pivot left shoulder jump hook.
Tyrese Halliburton attacking Brook Lopez and then stopped on a dime and does that.
Well, you're not supposed to allow Brook to be left on an island defending Halliburton. You've got to get help quicker, sooner, get the ball out of Halliburton's hands. Got a decided disadvantage.
See if Milwaukee can keep up his momentum here. The foul call. Neesmith is going to be physical with Giannis Antetokounmpo. This defense is physical. It's gotten better. There's Jenny Busick, who was given the defensive coordinator duties by Rick Carlisle last year. And she's worked with Jen Boylan on their defense. Rick Carlisle giving her the reins and really trying to integrate since last December some of these defensive schemes. And slowly but surely, this Indiana Pacers defense has gotten much, much better.
Well, you're seeing what they're doing here early on with Dame, making it awful difficult for him to find a comfort zone.
Oh, Giannis, I mean, just tiptoes around the baseline and around a couple of defenders to draw the foul.
Well, I like the fact he was going up for the dunk. He had 1 dunk on his 36 points in game 1. Right here, watch him. He's trying to get it up and get it over the cup. Miles Turner has no choice but to grab him. But he's got to maintain that aggressive posture. He's got to get hit all game long. And that's the defensive mindset of the Indiana Pacers. And as we had talked about after game 1, we said not so much. It's as much about getting him into a mano-a-mano kind of mindset.
Look at this. Not only, now they've got props to go with the verbal taunting.
Grandpa's got props. Take that, Grandpa. Pop your behind back down in that seat. Sorry.
No, please, keep it going.
Yeah,
one taunt deserves another taunt.
But you love the spirit of these fans here in Indianapolis. They're pulling out all the stuff. That's the first part. It's not seen a prop.
It took it from Saturday to Tuesday to make that sign. Exactly joking that the crowd chants like we do like in the rec league, right? 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. And meanwhile, the officials are like on 1 when the crowd's on 5.
Yeah. And then that's the thing. Don't allow the crowd to speed you up. That's good offense. They got Dame matched up against Toppin in that left corner.
Portis has checked it. Giannis with the touch was right off of Nesmith, but he took an extra hop. Yep, he walked with it. I think he was almost surprised that he spun away from Nesmith and was wide open.
Yeah, on the gather, but take a look at Obi Toppin. That's a nice job by Toppin. Going back door, Dame loses contact with him in the corner. That's an awful tough matchup for Dame. You've got to stay level, see sight of man and ball in a position like that. He saw the ball but didn't see the man. Pacers made him pay. Got to drop a little lower toward that baseline defensively.
Well, Dame staying in, even with some subs coming in and out here for the Bucks. Bobby Portis in, Gary Trent Jr. in. Another corner look, that's Nesmith. He's shooting a career high in the regular season from 3 here this year.
Yeah, 43%. And again, this team, Bucks doing better in terms of contesting.
Dame's got the look. It's a long 2 for his first shot. Welcome back, Dame.
Yeah, and he's been able to get that move off on Nembhard during the regular season. Wow. Dang.
You gotta think this has got to cool off. Shooting 85%. They've only missed 2 shots.
There's smoke coming out of these nets. Down at the Pacers end. But they've got that rim-resistant jumper working.
It's like they're looking away there. I mean, the Bucks are shooting 60%.
Yeah.
Listen, the Pacers are unconscious here right now. One of the rare misses, we got a foul call. Or a whistle and a foul.
That was a late foul.
On Damian Lillard, I believe.
I think a good call, but a really late call by the official, waiting to see if the ball was going to stay in the bucket. Watch this step back. Push off that right foot, get behind the three-point line, splash. And then
it's a long 2. His right foot touched the line.
But watch Dame right there. There's a foul there. And the whistle didn't blow until the ball was clearly not going to roll around and fall through the net.
And I only bring that up in the long 2 because those are shots where he doesn't. How many times have you seen Dame hit a long 2? Like never, right?
Yep.
And that's like the rhythm and just those small nuances of the game he's got to find again here tonight. Halliburton makes the first. Time for a quick message from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. His first playoff game on Saturday was a part of that rotation, that closing group that was the only rotation in lineup that had a positive in the plus-minus category. Giannis trying to force the issue. Bobby Portis gets the tip, battling for it. Siakam keeps it away. And Indiana's on a 15-4 run in the last 7 minutes, looking to add to it. Halliburton pulls up. I mean, you know they're not going to shoot 84% for the whole game. Gary Trent Jr. with the miss. And a loose ball foul. Bobby Portis forcing that issue. And the foul goes to Tyrese Halliburton, his first.
Well, interesting that Doc Rivers elects to keep Dame Lillard on the floor with Kevin Porter Jr., Gary Trent Jr. Wants to keep him in rhythm, keep him warm.
It's a big lead, though, for the Pacers. We'll take a timeout. 4:18 left in the first.
This week
The big lead right now. She's one who knows about defenses attacking her. And speaking of attacking defenses, Giannis did exactly that in game number 1 against the Pacers.
Well, Bucks could use some of the resilience of C.C. Ryder, Caitlin Clark right now. But watch Giannis. Look at this example of how he was scoring in the first quarter. 80%, 4 out of 5 field goals. Tough to get to the basket. Just one dunk in that game, which is very unusual for him. And from the rest of that point on, you see where he started to take shots further and further away from the basket because of all the defensive attention, all the packing of the paint that the Pacers did in game 1, but still very, very efficient in terms of scoring his 36 points.
26 of those, of the 36, coming the points in the paint. He shot it 23 times, had 15 chances at the free throw line. And it was really only the one assist, I think, that stands out as well. 1 assist and then 8 potential assists. Those are shots that could have been assists if they were made. Averages about 13 of those against the Pacers per game for the season. Stanfield, he got hit, but Giannis with the cleanup job.
There's one dunk.
In fact, it was the ball movement really from the whole team, right?
Well, and that's why Doc Rivers talked about, they asked him about Torian and Kyle not scoring, so it's hard to score when you can't touch the ball. So right there was Doc being very, very poignant in terms of ball movement with this basketball team. 5 seconds now to shoot for the Pacers. They go for a 3 again. Tap it in and out. 5 of 8 now shooting for the Pacers. Their numbers are still scorching hot. Bobby Portis gets the pass deep in the paint for his first 2. Good to see Bobby get something early, get a touch, finish strong inside. He was just a tad hesitant in game 1. That ball poked away from him a couple of times. Now KPJ nearly had the pick off of that pass. Mathurin driving, takes the contact. Damian Lillard. This is what he's got to look to do more of right here. I mean, just attack the basket, get that defense collapse. Giannis cleans up the offensive glass, and then Bobby, great job getting the smaller Benedict Mathurin on his back and abusing him down in the restricted area. And already Giannis with 3 assists. Yeah, there you go. So far, 8 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. That's a great sign. Great sign here earlier. And this guy here just lives at the free throw line. He's one of the best in the league in terms of percentage of points off of free throws. Benedict Mathurin. Between that and transition basketball, he's really active. He was starting once Nesmith was out, starting when Nesmith came back, but Rick Carlisle says that it's just better balance for this team because Benedict Mathurin needs shots. With Siakam on the floor and these other offensive-minded players, Miles Turner, tough to get him the requisite amount of looks that he needs to be effective. Bucks.com/playoffs, as you saw there on your screen. It's where you can get tickets for games 3 and 4. And wear your green for coming up on Friday for that game 3, Bucks fans. KPJ loses it. Now 5 turnovers. 5 assists to 5 turnovers here from Milwaukee in this first quarter. This is KPJ's first playoff experience. He's got to settle down and just continue to press the issue when the opportunity is there. James played the whole first quarter. Oh, there's another. Damian Lillard now 2 for 3. He's got 5 points in his return. Make sure he got his foot behind the line that time. He did. But Mathurin answers. Yeah, and that's what I mean. He's an aggressive offensive player, Benedict Mathurin. I love what he brings to this basketball team. And they're saying Toppin with the foul. That is his first, going to Dame's first 3. It's good to see this again. Yeah, well, you see Toppin and Siakam
y por eso tienen más presión en este.
49% from the field, 60% from the three-point line. Now, Milwaukee shooting well also, 55% from the field, and they've hit 3 of their 4 threes. The Pacers, though, +2 on the glass and +3 in the turnover margin. I'm Pat Boylan. Let's go back upstairs. Here are Mark Boyle and Eddie Gill with the second.
Second quarter we begin with Indiana in possession, moving the ball right to left. I thought, all things considered, Damian Lillard looked pretty sharp in the first quarter.
Yes, he did. And I thought we might see one of those instances where he's playing, 4 and 5 minute increments just to keep his wind at a level where he can sustain himself throughout the game. But he got a nice run in that first quarter.
Pacers in white, blue, black, and yellow. Numerals, letters, and trim. Milwaukee in the forest green with the white numerals and letters. Pacers right to left. T.J. McConnell, Jarris Walker, Benedict Mathurin, Thomas Bryant, and Pascal Siakam on the floor. We'll set the Milwaukee lineup when they get the ball. First possession, second quarter. Siakam hands it off on top. Mathurin with 9 on the shot clock. Moving to his right. Sims is challenging him. The shot clock down to 5. He'll drive to the right, down the side of the lane. A contested shot falls off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Bobby Portis. He plays with Kevin Porter Jr., Jericho Sims, Gary Trent Jr., and A.J. Green, and a long 3 from the left edge. Portis knocks it down. And Milwaukee, once down 15, is back to within 7 as McConnell drives in and scores right side over Green.
Strong finish there over Green, left to right crossover to get himself to the rim.
42-33. Porter at the top of the circle. Portis hit a 3 last time, this time from the same spot, shot it a bit hard. Rebound, Walker. He'll bring it himself. He's across the timeline. He's going to go right at Green, cut off. Kick out left edge, catch and shoot. Siakam missed a 3 ball. Rebound loose on the baseline. Bryant saved it, got it to Walker, and Walker missed a right-hand floater from the dotted half. Good play by Bryant, but the Pacers don't capitalize, and here comes Porter for Milwaukee. Pass into the lane, slapped away by McConnell. That's Milwaukee's 7th turnover. Pacers by 9. McConnell got it to Mathurin, and he heaved up a shot that had a 0.0% chance of succeeding. He came across, tried to go up and under right to left, and the ball ended up in downtown Cleveland. 10:22 left in the quarter. Porter drives into traffic. That's recycled by Bryant, and here comes McConnell. Center of the floor, Siakam to the foul line and the dotted half, and this time his shot falls off the front of the rim. Rebound out of bounds. Indiana will keep it. The Pacers started shooting brilliantly, and they're still at 50%, but they've hit a bit of a cold spot here.
They have, but they're still putting in the work there, and it's led by Thomas Bryant right now. Look at his stat line. It doesn't say much, but he's had a number of winning-type plays right here in these first few possessions of action.
Sims out, Antetokounmpo in. The inbound pass from McConnell, far baseline into the lane, and Mathurin converts. Pacers back up by double figures at 44-33. They have never trailed. Porter has it, left sideline. Now drives it into the lane with a right hand, flips up a wild shot that hits the board on the rim, rebounded by Siakam. Ahead to Mathurin, touch pass McConnell into the corner. Walker sets up Mathurin. His 3, though, off target. A beautiful demonstration of sharing there, and now as Milwaukee gets out into the open floor, Walker grabs and fouls Porter on the way to the goal, his first. They didn't score there, but boy, that was a spectacular display of teamwork.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for better ball movement there to manufacture a clean look. It just doesn't go, but that's the type of ball movement you want.
They might call this a take foul. Let's see. They're going to review it.
And they're going to take a look at it, yeah. And there's an argument to be made for sure. Walker just reaches out and grabs him. He's out of position. As Kevin Porter Jr. was going to the basket, he was for sure going to have a wide open 2-point attempt.
Ruling on the floor is a transition take foul. The play is also under review to see if it meets the criteria for a clear path foul.
Well, let's go to Pat here, because can you call a
How's that work?
Transition take foul and a clear path foul? You can't on the same play, can you?
You can't put them both together, but if the refs do determine that both apply, then it would be upgraded to a clear path foul. Worth noting, they cannot review transition takes, so that's going to stand either way. We're just going to see if it's upgraded to one more free throw, and Zarb has already done.
Let's see what he has.
After review, a transition take foul is confirmed. It is also not a clear path foul.
See, now we've talked about Bill Kennedy, and rightfully so. He is the maestro of replay, but Zach Zarba is the best when it comes to brevity. He doesn't waste any time.
Succinct, yes. Yeah. And he's a guy happy to see where he's gotten to in his career.
He's excellent.
Yeah, and when early on, you know, I was coming through and had my times in what was then the D League. He spent some time there and grooming himself, getting himself ready for the NBA, and I really like him as an official here.
Gary Trent is on the line, an 85%er during the regular season. He's in his 7th season. He was a factor against the Pacers in the 4-game regular season series. He shot 59% from three-point range, averaged 13.5 a game. And he knocks down the foul shot here, his first scoring of this game. 10-point Pacer lead. Milwaukee has possession on the near side. 20 on the shot clock. 9:40 left in the second quarter, and Green gets it in. Porter has it. High post right. Antetokounmpo against Siakam. Backs his way to the dotted half. Now with the left hand, spins to the right and tosses one off the front of the rim. Tipped it up with the left hand. It didn't get to the rim, and Siakam sends it to Walker. Pacers have the ball in a 10-point lead early second quarter. McConnell center of the floor. Antetokounmpo gives him space. He drives, and Antetokounmpo knocked it away. We might get a kick ball violation. Pacers will play it in from the side.
He starts to attack Giannis there, loses the ball, and he kicks it there.
Mathurin plays it in, and now there's a dead ball foul as Porter knocks down McConnell before the inbound pass can be made. That's Porter's first. So an away from the play foul with 9:18 to go will result in Mathurin going to the line, where he is 10 of 10 in the series.
In this case, you get one in possession, correct?
Yep. Lead is 10. Pacers have never trailed this series so far. Foul shot good. Has gone 62 minutes and 18 seconds. Milwaukee has had the lead for 1 minute and 43 seconds.
Yeah. And you know, something the Pacers at sometimes struggled to do during the course of the season is get off to fast starts, and not the case here in games 1 and 2.
They lead by 11 following the Mathurin foul shot. McConnell drives down the right side, and in traffic, he is knocked to the floor. The ball squirts out of bounds. Indiana will keep it with 8 on the shot clock. 9:12 left in the half. Far side baseline inbound. Last time in this situation, McConnell got it into the lane for a Mathurin finish. This time from that same baseline, he holds the ball head high and delivers it to the top of the arc. Bryant has it there against Portis. Shot clock down to 5. Now McConnell drives the lane and heaves one up off the front of the rim, rebounded by Green. 3 minutes gone, second quarter. Antetokounmpo with the ball, left edge and into the far corner for a catch and shoot. Portis off target. That would have been a 3. Walker with a rebound. Mathurin zips it up the floor, catch and shoot from in front of his own bench, and Siakam put it off the front of the rim. Portis gives it to Green. Milwaukee in Green, going left to right. Portis takes it right back and scores from right of the rim. The basket will count, and there's a loose ball foul off the ball. Somebody will be on the line.
It's going to be foul going to be on Giannis.
No, it's going to be on Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, Benedict Mathurin did a nice job of setting up, trying to box out there as that shot was going up from Porter. And Giannis just ran through Mathurin.
The field goal from Portis will count. He has had an impact here with 11 first-half points.
Yeah, he is ultra aggressive right now, both in the paint and with his perimeter shooting. He's given himself an opportunity to have a big night.
That is his MO. He's aggressive all the time.
And you think about a guy who's been out with that many games. He's been on the edge of his seat, ready to go out and compete.
Pacers by 9. McConnell for a catch and shoot to Walker, and he hit out of the near corner. Walker continues his brilliant three-point shooting, and the Pacers are up by 12. 8:19 left in the first half. From the left wing, Porter drives it to the top of the circle. Now throws one off the glass. It's rebounded by Siakam. Ahead to Mathurin, who comes in and scoops it home with a right hand.
Kevin Porter Jr. makes a donation. Pacers get out on a break, and they're able to score easily.
Pacers back up 14. Timeout, Milwaukee. The Noblesville Boom will be bringing high-impact action and unbeatable value to the arena at Innovation Mile this fall. You can visit noblesvilleboom.com to place a $50 deposit that secures season tickets for the first season of the Boom. The Pacers lead by 14, early second downtown. You're listening to Pacers playoff basketball on the Elevance Health Radio Network. 4 of 13. Milwaukee 2 of 8. The Pacers are in front by 14. Every assist the Pacers record tonight results in a $5 donation to the Pacers Foundation from Key Bank. So far, 14 assists on 17 field goals. With Eddie, I'm Mark. Let's go to Pat.
After scoring just 98 points on Saturday, the Bucks getting Damian Lillard back tonight. Doc Rivers, on how he would use him, said this pregame quote, "I've got to watch him. We had a very long talk this morning. It's uncharted territory. The trick is to not get him to any point of exhaustion because the recovery for him is difficult." Lillard played the first 10 minutes, has not played over the last 6 minutes. Rick Carlisle saying yesterday, we played him enough. We have an idea of what to expect. We're preparing for him to play, and Lillard is back out on the floor now.
They've got the ball. Trent and Lillard with Green, Portis and Antetokounmpo. The Pacers counter with Nembhard, Halliburton, Toppin, Mathurin, and Turner. Milwaukee down 14, just under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. They're left to right in green. The Pacers are in white. Lillard goes left sideline near the hash mark. Green floats it down low. Antetokounmpo into the lane right in front. And missing from right in front was Portis, but Antetokounmpo was there to finish. He's got 10, 50-38 Indiana. With Mathurin left hand on top, giving to Halliburton, and now right back to Mathurin. 7:34 left in the quarter. Halliburton comes free on the right sideline and hits one from the sideline that's worth 3.
Again, directly attributed to the ball movement. It doesn't stop. It's not sticking in anyone's hands. Great flare screen by Turner. 3 ball by Halliburton.
Pacers have matched their largest lead at 53-38. Antetokounmpo kicks to the corner. A good, clean look for Portis, and he takes advantage. He has had a very impactful first half with 14 points off the bench. They're down, though, by 12 as Mathurin works left edge. Off the top and screen, he's picked up by Antetokounmpo. Goes right sideline to Halliburton, right back to Mathurin. One bounce and a 3 off the front of the rim from dead on. Portis got it to Lillard, and Lillard sends it ahead. Antetokounmpo drives by Halliburton left side, and Cruz is in for the easy left-hand finish. Carlisle takes a timeout. The Pacer lead shrinks to 10. 6:46 left in the second quarter. You're listening to Pacers playoff basketball on the Elevance Health Radio Network.
Welcome to the
leading by 10 as we check in with Pat.
Doc Rivers was asked about his defense after game number 1, but quickly turned the conversation to his offense, saying, I thought our offense was awful. I thought it contributed to our defense as much as anything. We're not going to beat them scoring 98 points. We're not going to beat them with 15 assists. Those 15 assists, by the way, the fewest they've had in any game, playoffs or regular season, in over 2 years. Well, the Pacers have 15 assists, the Bucks 10, so Indiana, by comparison, doing a good job there tonight, but Milwaukee is on pace for 27 assists. They're shooting 50%, 63% from the three-point line, so they're having more offensive success. Indiana has just had one level greater of offensive success here so far.
Pacers bring it the length, right to left. They're in white, Milwaukee in green. Pacers going with 4 of the 5 starters. Toppin is in Siakam's place. Milwaukee has 3 starters on the floor. Kuzma back in, Antetokounmpo and Lillard with Portis and Trent. Halliburton in backcourt, being hounded by Kuzma, gets it easily into the forecourt. On the logo at center, drifting to his right. He's still outside the arc. Cross-court pass to the near sideline. Nesmith takes it baseline, hands it off in front, and Turner converts.
Tight window there by Nesmith, and strong finish by Turner.
Indiana 55, Milwaukee 43. Both teams shooting 50% or better as Kuzma goes left side high. Just inside the arc, Antetokounmpo hands it to Lillard. He attacks, gets into the lane. They work it back to the perimeter, slightly right of center. Trent hits a 3.
This guy you referenced earlier on, he can be a guy who can fill a great role for this Bucks team.
Best three-point shooting team in the league. They were awful in game 1. They've been excellent, 6 of 9 here in game 2. And Nesmith, a 3 at the Indiana end from the left edge off the catch.
Nesmith invaluable right now, getting it done offensively, and he's taking on a defensive assignment of Antetokounmpo right now.
He is 3 of 3 from outside the arc. The Pacers lead by 12. And now Trent lost the ball out of bounds. Near sideline, trying to handle the pass from Antetokounmpo. That is their 9th first-half turnover.
Give Halliburton credit that time. Puts pressure on the pass there, of the receiving of that pass by Trent Jr. He's unable to handle it.
Halliburton brings it up, moving to his right, penetrates the arc. He walks to the goal and lays it in. No resistance whatsoever. And the Pacers are up by 14. 5:27 left in the second quarter. Antetokounmpo left edge to Portis. He holds it chest high, gives it to Lillard. Nembhard closes out. Lillard retreats. Left-hand bounce, driving on Nembhard, who cuts him off at the edge of the arc. Works his way to the side of the lane. Well-contested shot off the back of the rim. Nembhard rebounds. Here comes Halliburton. And Halliburton almost threw it away. Nembhard saved it, but ultimately Milwaukee steals it. That's Halliburton's 3rd turnover of the first half. A cross-court pass, though, at the other end from Trent to the near sideline, intercepted by Toppin. Halliburton has it. He's in the lane, and that's his 4th turnover. Nope.
No, deflection there.
Tipped by Milwaukee.
Yeah.
By the way, Tyrese Halliburton led the league in assist-to-turnover ratio this season. The 4th highest mark in the history of the league. The 3 highest, all held by you-know-who. He's from Minnesota, of course, where most great people hail from. I'm talking about Tyus Jones, who had led the league in assist-to-turnover ratio each of the last 6 years.
He has been, talking about historic numbers, clearly that. But Halliburton, in the midst of having himself a very nice half, aside from those couple turnovers.
4th best assist-to-turnover ratio of all time is nothing to sneeze at.
I'd say sign me up.
Halliburton has it on top. Lopez back in the game. Halliburton will try to abuse him. Far corner. It goes to Nembhard, and he got Prince to reach in as he was falling out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a bad foul by Prince. And back to that, to Lopez. Again, highlighted his inability to deal with this pick and roll situation. He hasn't played much. He's only played 6 minutes in this first half. He's inserted into the game, and they immediately go to that zone to try to protect him.
Both teams back to their original starting 5s with 4:37 left in the half, and Indiana leading by 14. Nembhard has it, bounces to the foul line. Siakam down low, finding Turner. His shot is deflected and gobbled up by Kuzma. Kuzma's going to try to take it the length of the floor, and he'll earn a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Kuzma intent, trying to get something going. That stat line you referenced in game one, a lot of zeros on it, except for a couple fouls, I believe, and trying to get in the scoring column here now.
He's played 30 minutes in this series. He has no points, no rebounds, no steals, no blocks, and 1 assist. He is a much better player than that.
Yes, he is.
And he'll shoot 2 here. First one is good. He's in his 8th season, playing with his 3rd team, and was acquired right at the trade deadline. That was the trade that, among other things, sent Chris Middleton to Washington. 60-47. He's got one more. 60-48.
Critical time in this game right now where Pacers could potentially increase this to 20, or the Bucks get it back in the single digits going into the second half.
4:20 left, second quarter. Nembhard to the right sideline. Halliburton drifting into the corner. A contested 3 clanks off the back of the rim. Long rebound, Siakam. Out to Nesmith, driving in from the left side. Lopez blocked his shot at the front of the goal, and it's out of bounds to Milwaukee. We talk about the problems Lopez has had, but don't forget he's one of the best shot blockers in the game.
Well, that's twice in this first half where guys have tried to dunk on him, and he's been able to come up with blocks.
They're down 12 with the ball. Lopez has it, left sideline. Turner's on him. Now he'll feed the far corner. Prince there against Halliburton. Bounce pass down low. Antetokounmpo kicks it right back outside. Catch and shoot. Prince missed a 3. Lopez with a weak side offensive rebound. He lost the ball, and it rolled out of bounds, apparently last touched by Turner.
Yeah, it came down. It looked like it rolled off of Turner's foot there. We're going to get a replay.
Ball will come in from the baseline. Lillard gets it into Prince. Far corner, a 3 off the catch. Nembhard got there late, and Lillard will go to the line 3 times. The last replay on the big board was fan involvement defined. You could not see who it went off of,
right,
and the fans booed anyway.
Yeah, of course. We already know that. What side we're going here.
Lillard, 1 of 2 in this game. He'll shoot 3 here. He was the 6th pick back in his draft in 2012. Right away, the rookie of the year, and then his accomplishments ballooned after that. First foul shot bounces around and stays down. He's been an all-star 9 times. All-NBA once back in 2018. When I say All-NBA, I mean All-NBA first team. He's been a terrific player from the moment he came into the league.
You missed arguably the most important part.
Let me guess.
Hailing from?
To do with Weber State. Yeah. Did we decide before the game that he's the 3rd best player to ever come out behind yourself and Mr. Jones?
Dylan Jones? No, he's definitely not the 3rd there, but he's historic, and right alongside Steph Curry, I would say is part of the revolution of the 3-point shot.
Made all 3 foul shots. They have cut it from 15 to 9. This is as close as they've been for a while. Nembhard right of the lane, picks up the dribble, goes to the top of the circle. Halliburton with a floater from the dotted half. It's rebounded by Antetokounmpo. Milwaukee trying to close the second half with authority. Antetokounmpo nearly lost it, but managed to steer it up top where Lopez hit a 3.
Wow, he's played limited minutes, but he put 8 points on the board, and now it's just a 6-point game.
This is as close as they've been since the first quarter. They're on an 8-point run. Now down low, Turner has his shot blocked. It's loose on the baseline, and Antetokounmpo comes out of there. Lopez with his 3rd block of the half. Lillard from way out on the left side put a 3 off the back of the rim. Pacers reeling a bit with 2:50 to go in the quarter. Halliburton handles left edge of the arc. Now picks up the bounce as he retreats to the sideline. And with the shot clock at 10, he'll move down the right side of the lane. Nobody picked him up, and he dunked it.
Well, that time they're able to get a stop. The Bucks can't get back into that 2-3 zone, which was starting to have a little bit of an impact. They put Brook Lopez in the ball screen. He drives by him for a dunk.
That ends the run and pushes the advantage back to 8. Prince has it, lobbing it into the lane, caught down low, and then dunked with the left hand by the ever-present Antetokounmpo, who has 14. 62-56, just over 2 minutes to play in the half. Nembhard on the wing. Now retreats, moves forward down the right side, picks up the bounce, and a nifty bounce pass into the lane. Found Turner, who dunked it.
I hate to continue to repeat it, but I think it's worth it. Again, Brook Lopez is in that ball screen action. Turner's able to slip to the rim for the dunk.
64-56. Indiana by 8 again as Prince goes near corner. From there, Kuzma drives it, spins, side of the lane. Nice finish off the glass.
Yeah, he's able to split Halliburton and Siakam with that spin move.
He's got 4 points, and they're back to within 6 again. 97 seconds left in the half. Halliburton bouncing right edge. Turner with a beautiful pass to the far corner, but Neesmith's 3 is off target. And Antetokounmpo takes down his 9th rebound of the first half. Milwaukee down 6 with the ball. They were down 15, and they've never led. Lillard right down the middle of the lane. Nice finish.
Man, he worked for that one, but incredibly strong finish there against Nembhard.
64-60. They are on a run as we approach halftime. They trailed 64. We'll get to that run in just a minute. For now, Nembhard off a high middle screen from Turner to the top of the circle. Pulls up as he drifts right of the lane and hits the jump shot. Pacers led by 14 at 60-46, but since then they've been outscored 14-6, and their lead has been cut to half a dozen. Antetokounmpo with the ball on top, right edge. Lopez has been hot, and this time his 3 doesn't find the desired target. Rebound Nembhard. Here comes Halliburton. 40 seconds left in the half. Halliburton drives, right baseline, finishes.
No scoring issues here in this first half for Tyrese Halliburton. He's got himself a game.
He's got 16 points and 7 assists. Half a minute to go in the quarter, and there's Lillard doing what Lillard does. He coaxed contact from Nembhard and launched the shot toward the goal. I think they're going to call it a non-shooting foul.
He's one of the best in the league, if not the best, at drawing these fouls. Oftentimes he does get rewarded with that 3-point attempt. This time they call it on the floor here against Nembhard.
But there is some damage done because that's Nembhard's 3rd foul.
And they've been trying to match his minutes with Damian Lillard, and Lillard in his return, he's having an impact right now with 11 points in this first half.
McConnell is in for Nembhard, half a minute to go. 13 seconds separate game and shot clocks. Lillard to Lopez, thought about a 3, now drives, heaves it back to the top, and Lillard tried to get it to Prince on the far sideline, but Halliburton got his hand in there and knocked it out of bounds.
That's great anticipation by Halliburton, knowing where that extra pass is going to go. Otherwise, Prince has an open 3-point shot.
10 on the shot clock, 22 4/10 on the game clock. Prince lobs it into the lane, nobody there, and it's intercepted easily by Siakam. Pacers can play for the last shot. They lead by 8. They've never trailed, and they've led by as many as 15. Prince right out on top of Halliburton at the timeline. We're down to 8 seconds to go. Neesmith drives from the top, gets to the hoop, and he went to Lopez, who got a piece of another shot. It winds up in the far corner as the half draws to a close. Boy, Lopez is sort of a dichotomy here. He's a defensive liability, but he's got 4 blocked shots.
With the exception of you try to do anything around the basket while he's there, but other than that, the Pacers have had an advantage. Quite the finish in this second quarter. Strong play by both teams.
Good finish by Milwaukee. The Pacers dominated for long stretches. On balance, you're giving it a thumbs up, some sideways, thumbs down.
Yeah, on balance, I give it a thumbs up. Again, you got arguably the best player in the game. You've tried to hold him to some reasonable numbers, although he's had a big first half. But Damian Lillard made a nice return. He'll take an 8-point lead.
And that's where we're at through 2 quarters. The Pacers have partnered with Kroger and the Indiana Diaper Bank to collect diapers and wipes for families in need. You can donate at participating Kroger stores.
donation, you're choosing to give the
First half for the Pacers, Eddie. You talked about that earlier. On the other hand, nice job by the Bucks to avoid getting in too disadvantageous a position. You don't want to be down, but down 8 at the half is a nice recovery for them.
Yeah, I recall it was about 12-point advantage Pacers with about 4.5 remaining when I made the comment of, it was a critical piece of that second quarter, and it could have gone to 20. It got to single digits, and the Bucks were able to get it there, but still remains 8 here for the Pacers.
Third quarter begins. Indiana left to right. Original starters are out for both teams. The Pacers play in white tonight. Blue, black, and yellow numerals, letters, and trim. And the third quarter starts with a pass out to the left edge where Nesmith grabs it from Siakam and hits a three.
In an attempt to shoot them out of that 2-3 zone. Again, this apparently is their way to try to protect Brook Lopez and keep him at the basket.
All 4 of Nesmith's field goals have been three-pointers. The lead back to double figures. 71-60, Milwaukee's first possession. They play in the green with the white numerals, letters, and trim. Left of the lane, Antetokounmpo comes into the lane, and Turner got his shot. Ball wound up on the far corner, and by the time they could get a shot off, the shot clock violation gives the ball back to Indiana. I thought Turner blocked it, but apparently not. It just went into the corner, and they couldn't get a shot off.
Yeah, they tried to spray it out there into that far side corner, but great job of getting out to the three-point shooter and forcing the shot clock violation.
Pacers have a huge advantage in turnovers. They've committed 4 while forcing 12. They lead by 11. Turner to Halliburton, driving from the left side, shovels it down low, left of the rim. Siakam converts.
Guess who they put in action?
Let me see. Would that be 11?
Once again.
73-60. Lillard to Lopez. Lopez had 4 blocked shots and did score 8 points in the first half. Lillard down the left side of the lane, bouncing it into the lane. Antetokounmpo left of the goal, and he's fouled. Looked like Siakam got him, and if so, that would be his second. Antetokounmpo, who went to the line 15 times in game 1, has only gone twice so far tonight, but he's on the line shooting 2 here. C&J Water, the official water treatment partner of the Indiana Pacers. Schedule your free water analysis today at cnjwater.com. In the first half, Antetokounmpo with 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. He ended the regular season with 5 straight double-doubles. Picked up another in game 1 of this series. There, you can hear the crowd counting it down again. And the foul shot is good. 3 of 3 from the line, 15 points. Milwaukee, 10 of 12 from the line. The Pacers have been perfect. They're 9 of 9.
The Pacers have done a much better job of trying to play him early on in possessions. And when he's at the rim being able to foul, he clearly had his 14 points, but they were able to slow him down a little bit in terms of getting to the free throw line.
He made the first. And he rolls in the second. 16 points for Giannis Antetokounmpo. 2 others, Portis with 14 and Lillard with 11 in double figures. The Pacers have 4 in double figures, led by Halliburton with 16. 10:34 left in the quarter, and out at the edge of the arc, the Pacers turn the ball over for just the 5th time. An offensive foul has been called on Siakam. That's his second.
Yeah, they try to get to their ball screen action between Nembhard and Siakam. Nembhard leaves too early. That's actually on the guard. Got to stay there and wait. Let the screener get set first.
Lillard has it for Milwaukee. They're down 11, early third. High middle screen Lopez. Lillard drives to the left wing, and from there misses off the front of the rim. Rebound loose on the baseline. Lopez saved it, but Siakam has it. And here comes Nembhard, left to right in white. Driving down the middle of the lane, kicks it to the perimeter. It's a bad pass, and it's stolen. Prince is running with it to the other end. He laid it up too hard. Antetokounmpo couldn't control it either. And here comes Nesmith for Indiana. 2 minutes gone, third quarter. Pass down to Turner, left baseline, one bounce to the hoop, and he put it in.
Strong finish there. He's able to split the double team of Lillard and Antetokounmpo there.
75-62. Pacers up 13. Biggest lead, 15. Antetokounmpo up to Lillard, wide open. This time, though, he put it off the back of the rim, a three from left of center. Halliburton on the move for Indiana. To the top of the circle, drops it to Nembhard. He measures and hits a dead-on three.
He took his sweet time with that one and knocks that three ball down and forces another timeout here as they push it to 16.
Pacers have their biggest lead of the night. They start the second half with a 10-2 run, and they're in front by 16. When the Pacers win, bring a friend to Penn Station East Coast Subs. Just text BOGO to 727-722. By 10 o'clock the morning after a Pacer win, you'll get a buy one, get one free coupon to use in store the next day. Visit Pacers.com/Penn Station for full details. 2.5 minutes gone, third quarter. The Pacers are up 16. You're listening to Pacers playoff basketball on the Elevance Health Radio Network.
Playoff game of Tyrese Halliburton's career. The Pacers guard had 12 assists, but he was just 3 of 13 from the field. And he said after the game that just shows the firepower and the depth of the Pacers offense, which put up 117 points despite all of that. Well, Halliburton shooting well tonight, 6 of 10 from the field. He's knocked down a couple of threes, 16 points and 9 assists. And this Pacers offense, will they end up with this many? We'll see. But right now on pace for 141 points.
Milwaukee will bring it the length. Neither team substituted during the first time out of the third quarter. 4 of the 5 Pacers starters are in double figures, and the 5th, Nembhard, has 8. Lillard takes the inbound, gives it to Antetokounmpo, and he'll move it right to left through the logo and into the forecourt. Siakam waits for him at the top of the three-point arc. Lillard has it right side, bounce to the left edge. Prince launches a three, and that's perfect. Prince has been quiet. Had a three early, another three now. Didn't score at all in game one, but Eddie, you've got to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, Halliburton went for a steal there, and it cost him. He didn't come up with it.
He got the three back, though. Dead on off the bounce up top.
Yeah, but he and Rick Carlisle made eye contact on the way down. Don't go for that steal unless you get it.
81-65. Lillard sends it to the right edge of the arc. Lopez trying to take advantage of his size. Backing in on Nembhard. Now Turner comes over to harass. Back outside to Lillard. 5 to shoot. Left edge to Kuzma. Into the lane with authority. Left to right, finishing with a right hand. Good play, Kuzma. He's got 6. They're down 14. 8.5 to go, third quarter. Right edge of the arc. Nembhard moves it to the center of the floor. Picks up the dribble, goes to Neesmith. Now Neesmith back to Nembhard, directly on top. Working the bounce down the left side. Pulls up on the foul line and didn't get the bounce off the front of the rim. Antetokounmpo has 10 rebounds, and here he comes. Moving to the top of the circle, gives to Lopez, right back to Antetokounmpo. He's about 20 feet out into the lane, and Lopez had Turner buried under the rim. And as Lopez caught the return pass from Antetokounmpo, Turner wrapped him up and fouled him. That's 2 on Turner. And the ball will come in from the side. Team fouls, 2 Indiana, none Milwaukee. Shot clock at 14. Kuzma will play it in. Free throw line extended. Gets it in, takes it back, and launches a 3 out of the corner. It's off target. Now here comes Halliburton for Indiana. Moving the dribble to the right edge. Penetrates the arc down to the baseline, across the lane right to left, and he threw it away, putting it right into Prince's hands. Prince is outnumbered, and as he mulls over his options coming into the forecourt, the frenetically sprinting Nembhard caught him from behind and poked his dribble out of bounds.
Yeah, great job. Extra effort just getting back into the play. This is a 2-on-1 fast break for the Bucks, and Nembhard's able to trail him and poke that ball out of bounds.
Plenty of shot clock, 20. Ball comes inside, and that's a foul. Antetokounmpo caught it at the rim. He wants a flagrant foul, and he was wrapped up around the shoulders. The officials are going to review it, I think.
Yeah, looks like they are. Yeah, Neesmith initially didn't make a play on the ball, and he just wraps him up. You're right around the shoulders there. And
all right. Gives us a chance to renew our replay rivalry for those that...
The ruling on the play is a defensive foul on Naismith. The play's under review to see if it meets the criteria for a flagrant foul.
During the regular season, I was at 97.42%, followed closely by Pat at 3.68%, and Eddie at 1.92%. I am going to start, since I am the reigning champion, I am going to say that's a flagrant one.
I'm having a hard time participating after I just heard these numbers.
Well, I understand that you're discouraged by your poor performance, but please, the playoffs, we start fresh.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, the story of my career, I had to just hang in. So I guess I'll try now. I'm going to go with, I'll go with the flagrant one.
Pat?
I am going to say common foul. He does get his hand up there by his neck, which if it is a flagrant will be the reason. There's no wind-up impact or follow-through, though. So I think this is right on the borderline. It'll be interesting to see what Zach Zarba comes up with.
Well, the call on the floor was just a common foul. We're still looking at it, though.
Yeah, we're just getting random boos with nothing going on.
We don't even know why we're booing, but we're booing.
It just feels right now. Oh, man.
Zach has decided what he's going to do. He'll confer with his associates.
I like how he pulls his towel out when he talks to him, and he pats himself down before he goes back to the table.
Well, yeah, he's going to look at it again now.
Yeah.
And that alone will bring more boos. If officials get to a certain point where they just don't even hear the booing anymore. It's just part of the landscape. They just ignore it.
Yeah, right along with the complaints from the players, maybe.
Yeah, here we go.
After review, the contact by Naismith was there was no wind-up impact or follow-through, therefore a common foul stands.
So Eddie and Pat went flagrant. I went common. Oh, wow.
Now we see how you're at 97.42%.
Listen, we're in the day and age. You can just, whatever you say it is, it is.
No, I was wrong. I was wrong. I thought it was going to be a shooting foul, but it's not. Ball in from the side. 20 on the shot clock. Milwaukee down 14, under 8 to go third quarter. Ball is in. Antetokounmpo has it up top. He'll shovel it to Lillard. Lillard in his first game back goes near sideline. Lopez missed a 3. Rebound controlled in the lane by Antetokounmpo, but he lost it, and Neesmith sends it ahead to Halliburton. Halliburton in a crouch, moves it across the timeline. Now comes to the edge of the three-point arc. Right hand, feeds right side. Turner further out Siakam. Shot clock at 10. Siakam to the right sideline. Halliburton about 35 feet away. Played by Lopez. Drives. He's coming in right side, and his floater just a tad strong. Rebounded by Kuzma. Indiana by 14, 7:13 left in the third. Kuzma attacking, driving, left side, left hand finish.
Sheer determination there. He turned the quarter with mean intentions.
After a poor game one, he has contributed for them here in game two. At the other end, Lillard tagged with a reach-in foul against Nembhard, and he is going to complain to Zach Zarba about it.
Well, the foul isn't the complaint. The complaint is they're going to put Nembhard on the line for 2 after that, which...
Well, you can count me aligned with Mr. Lillard on this one.
No question. I'm team Doc Rivers on this one and his complaints. That's what the fans are getting all excited, thinking that there should probably be a tech called after Rivers erupted. But yeah, that was one of the most...
yeah, that's really surprising.
Yeah.
Nembhard hits the first foul shot. Pacers perfect from the line. 10 of 10. Nembhard will be in double figures if he hits this one, and he does. So all 5 starters are in double figures, ranging from Halliburton at 19 to Siakam and Nembhard at 10. Indiana by 14, under 7 to play in the third quarter. Lopez on top against Turner. Lopez moves to his right, shovels it to Kuzma. Kuzma working right wing against Turner. Now crossover. That got him into the lane right in front. He is having a third quarter.
Yeah, he's determined right now. That was a wake-up call after that game one.
That was a tough shot. And that cuts it to 12. Siakam on the wing, now backs up. He's outside the arc. He's played by Lopez. He'll try to take advantage, and he will. Lopez fouled him as he came in left side.
Well, this is the problem that they have with him out there. Unless he's protecting the rim, he's a problem. They tried to hide him on Neesmith with the matchups. They changed what the matchups were, but he gets switched off on Pascal Siakam, and he just attacks a hip and is able to draw the contact.
That's one thing. Now, if you say that you like college basketball better than pro basketball, okay, no argument. But that's one of the major differences. You can hide guys in the college game.
Yeah, you can hide them a lot easier than you can here in the pro game, because you have the ability to just put 2 or 3 guys standing in the lane the entire time to provide that help, but not so much here.
Not to mention the dramatic difference in skill level.
Well, the skill, the athleticism, the size, the strength. Everything is dramatically different.
Pacers still perfect at the line as Siakam drains 2. Pacers have been there 13 times and made them all. One of the reasons they're in front by 14. Bobby Portis Jr. is back in for Milwaukee. Lopez is out. Antetokounmpo gives it to Portis, right edge of the arc. And now Prince takes it to the top of the circle. From there, Antetokounmpo drives it right to the front of the goal and scores. He's got 18. Pacers by 12 halfway through the third. They were up by 8 at the half. Nembhard, center of the floor, Neesmith, and now to the far corner. Siakam dumps it into the lane, and that's another foul on Lillard. He knew that he had no chance, and so he simply reached out and hugged Turner as he tried to receive that pass.
Yeah, great job there by Turner creating that mismatch. He sets the ball screen. He just rolls Lillard right into the paint, sits down, and tries to seal position.
Obi Toppin is in. Siakam is out. Pacers substitute for the first time in the third quarter with 5:59 to play. Nembhard has it off the inbound. Shot clock at 12. Driving left hand, penetrates the arc. Comes down the side of the lane. Now backs up all the way to the sideline. Shot clock to 5. Finds his way to the baseline and hits a shot over Prince.
A tough step back turns to the bench and lets them hear a few words.
5.5 left in the third. The lead is back to 14. Both teams continue to shoot it well. Portis is wide open, but his three slams off the rim. Toppin rebounds. Here comes Indiana with Nembhard. Near corner, Halliburton. One bounce, and his three halfway down pops out. This leads to another rebound for Antetokounmpo, his 13th of the game. He brings it to the forecourt himself, picks it up, left edge of the arc, hands it off to Lillard. One bounce, and Lillard misses a three off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Toppin. Here comes Halliburton to the top of the circle, picks up the dribble, and it winds up left sideline. From there, Nesmith attacks in the lane, couldn't finish over Kuzma. Thought he was fouled, and the Bucks are on the move. Kuzma takes it to the hoop at the other end, and he slams it in off the glass.
Yeah, you called it. He's having himself a third quarter here between he and Giannis Antetokounmpo, giving the Bucks a chance to hang in the game.
He's got 8 of his 12 in the quarter, and the Pacers will take a timeout with 4:40 left. Their lead is 12. You are invited to 7 Brew Coffee in Indianapolis, May the 7th, at 7 o'clock for a special appearance by Indiana Fever rookies Kyla Timpson, Bree Hall, and Yvonne Egypt. Enjoy refreshing coffee and meet the newest members of the Fever. The players are subject to change. 4:40 left in the third. Pacers up 12 on the Elements Health Radio Network. Game 3 in Milwaukee Friday night. Game 4 in Milwaukee Sunday night. And if a Game 5 is needed, we're back here 1 week from tonight at a time to be determined. Out of the timeout, the Pacers play with Toppin, Halliburton, Nembhard, Turner, and Nesmith. Milwaukee goes with Lillard, Portis, Kuzma, Antetokounmpo, and Trent. Shot clock at 16. Ball will come in from the near side. Nembhard from the hash mark sends it to the top. Halliburton goes to work, driving it on Trent. He's in the lane with the left hand, and he scoops it off the right-hand glass.
Tough finish, change of direction, change of pace, impeccable.
Halliburton 3 of 13 in game 1, 8 of 14 here in game 2. Open 3 up top, and Portis nails a line drive 3-point jumper. That's his third 3. He has scored 17 points. Indiana by 11, 4:13 left in the third quarter. Nembhard has it, walking to the center of the floor, straddling the arc. Portis is on it. Shot clock at 10. He drives to the right, now back to the left. Can't escape Portis. Finally gives it up on top, and Turner with a rainbow 3 that's rebounded by Portis. 3 minutes, 56 seconds left third quarter. Milwaukee down 11. Pass into the lane, an easy 2. As Antetokounmpo caught it near the rim and simply finished off of the Lillard assist. 20 for Antetokounmpo. They're back to within 9. They've been no closer than 6 since the first quarter. Here's Nesmith bouncing once, thought about a 3. It winds up near side. Toppin fakes the 3. Drives by Lillard, gets into the lane, hangs in the air, and finishes with a left hand off the glass. Beautifully done, and it's back to double figures at 91-80. Lillard has it. 3:18 to go in the third. He's out near the timeline, left side of the floor. Collides with Turner and throws it away. Toppin is fouled as he tries to move into the open court. He had taken the ball up near the top of the three-point arc, and as he tried to head to the other end, Portis picked up what I think we would agree was a pretty good foul because the Pacers were headed for the hills.
Yeah, Obi Toppin was going to put on a show on the other end, but going back to that ball screen defense, you couldn't play that any better between Nembhard and Turner, forcing that turnover, and Obi Toppin read it perfectly. He's able to come in there and intercept that pass.
Both teams substituting during the dead ball. Benedict Mathurin, Siakam, and T.J. McConnell are all in for the Pacers. They'll play with Halliburton. McConnell will bring it up the floor. Toppin is the 5th man out there. A.J. Green is back out for Milwaukee. Will set their 5 when they get the ball. Pacers lead by 11. Halliburton with a 3 off the bounce from the left side. It skips off the rim. Portis with the rebound. He's playing with Antetokounmpo. Green, Porter. There's a foul on the way to the goal, and they're going to give Antetokounmpo continuation. As he lays it off the glass, he's on the line with a chance for a 3-point play.
Yeah, saw that coming. Anytime he catches a long rebound, there's got to be 5 white jerseys in the paint. Otherwise, this is probably going to be the result.
And it brings up a point here. Generally, Antetokounmpo has had many wall-to-wall dashes against the Pacers, but in these playoffs so far, they've done a pretty good job preventing that.
They've done a great job of, when he sees it there, you know, he makes the right decision to move the basketball, but if he sees just a glimmer of hope or sunshine there in the lane, he's going to take full advantage, and that time they were not back and loaded to the paint.
Antetokounmpo on the line. A perfect 4 of 4 as part of his 22-point night. He's also got 14 rebounds, 5 assists, and here comes the countdown again. As usual, he's very deliberate, and this time he missed. Siakam rebounds. Both teams will be in the penalty on their next fouls. 2:47 left in the third. Siakam gives it up to McConnell on top. The Pacers lead 91-82. Shot clock at 10. McConnell still way outside the arc. Now drives down the right side. Gets to the baseline. Green is on top of him. Bounce out to Walker. 3 to shoot. Here's a Walker 3 off the front of the rim. Rebound slapped to the sideline and saved from going out of bounds by Portis. Porter has it for Milwaukee. 2:20 left in the third. Porter looks inside. Nothing there. Sends it to the top. Now takes it back from Portis. Lets a 3 go. Back rimmed it. Uncontested rebound. Walker, and the Pacers head for the other end. They lead by 9 with 2:08 to play in the third. McConnell bouncing right edge of the arc. Siakam attacking Green. He'll go glass and put it in right side.
Great job. It's a great 2-man game between McConnell and Siakam. They get the switch they want, and Siakam attacks Green.
Lead back to double figures, 93-82. A minute 50 left in the third quarter. Antetokounmpo storms down the middle and dunks it with a right hand.
Well, there it is again. You don't load to it. He's going to get there and finish.
He's got 24, but they trail by 9. McConnell on the right sideline against Portis. Sends it up top. Siakam there, moving it with the dribble to the left side. Sends it to the sideline. Toppin back to Siakam, 8 to shoot. Driving from perimeter left. Gets to the foul line. Antetokounmpo is on him. He got into the lane, and a beautiful pass down low to the unguarded Mathurin for a layup.
Fantastic pass here by Siakam.
11-point lead again. Porter attacking, hopping into the lane. He could not complete the play. McConnell has it. He's racing to the other end. The Pacers looking for a quick one. Walker in the corner, sends it to the other side of the floor. Nice catch by Siakam. That ball almost sailed out of bounds. Shot clock at 10, under a minute to go in the third. Portis defends. Siakam drives. He'll put it up off the glass. And he's on the line, shooting 2.
Good attack there, and nice, strong finish. We got 54 remaining in this third.
10 seconds here, network station identification. You're listening to Pacers basketball on the Elevance Health Radio Network. The WNBA All-Star Game comes to Indianapolis in July. You can find out about tickets, volunteer opportunities, and event information by visiting WNBAAllStar2025.com. Pacers remain perfect from the line as Siakam hits the first. He is 5 of 5. Indiana as a team is 14 of 14. The lead is 12. We're in the final minute of the third quarter. Siakam has 15 points. And a team high 8 rebounds. Made the second one as well. Pacers by 13, under a minute to go in the third. Antetokounmpo in no hurry will stroll into the front court. Crossing through that logo at center court. Siakam waits for him at the top of the three-point arc. The shot clock is down to 10. Siakam now being harassed by McConnell. Got it to Green. Catch and shoot 3. Back rim. Long rebound Siakam. 33 seconds left in the third. That leaves about 12 seconds between game and shot clocks. McConnell holds the ball in the crook of his right arm, standing on the logo at center court. Now he'll start bouncing with the right hand. Shot clock at 8. Moving to his right, penetrates the arc, pulls up right of the lane and misses. Got his own rebound, sent it to Walker. Down to 12 seconds to go. Maybe a second between game and shot clocks. Siakam on the logo, drives on Portis down the left side with a right-hand scoop. 15-point lead. Porter got to the other end, beat the clock, and hit a 3 from up top as the third quarter draws to a frantic close. With the score, the Indiana Pacers 99, the Milwaukee Bucks 87. You're listening to Pacers basketball on the Elevance Health Radio Network. Sims in for the first time this half. Porter stays in, so does Green. They'll also play with Portis and Trent. Pacers go with Mathurin, Thomas Bryant in for the first time this half. Siakam, Walker, and McConnell. Milwaukee in green. White numerals, white letters and trim. The Pacers are in the white with the blue, black, and yellow. Complementary colors, and the fourth quarter will begin with Indiana leading by 12. Milwaukee has not led, and through the first 2 games of this series, 84 minutes of playing time, they've led for a grand total of 1 minute and 43 seconds. They've got the ball to start the fourth, and here comes Milwaukee right to left. On top, Portis hands it off to Porter. Porter runs into his own man, Sims, works it to the right side of the floor. Green drives it to the foul line, jump shot front rim, rebound knocked out of bounds into the Indiana bench. And the Pacers will get the ball for the first time in the fourth quarter with 18 seconds gone.
Yeah, nice job there by T.J. McConnell, chasing A.J. Green, running him off the three-point line, and is able to contest the two-point pull-up.
McConnell will move it ahead. And he crosses right of the logo. Green is on McConnell. Leisurely right-hand bounce. Now skips it into the corner. Catch and shoot 3. Mathurin off target. This is Portis rebounding. And he gets it ahead to Porter. Porter hands it off right edge of the arc. Trent working one-on-one with Walker. Now dumps it to the left edge of the arc. Porter has it there. Porter drives it right hand into the lane. Fade as he crosses the lane. Nice jump shot, Porter, right of the lane. 7 for Porter. They're within 10. We're in the first minute of the fourth quarter. McConnell has it right baseline. Into the corner. Now drives it right back across that baseline. Up and under, right to left.
Wow. That is a tough finish there over Jericho Sims.
The lead is 12. Just over a minute gone. Fourth quarter. Porter attacking, hands it off, and it winds up on top. Sims relays it left edge. Trent goes to the wing. Portis has it as McConnell falls down, and he hits the jump shot from the wing. Portis has had a nice night with 19 points. And he has connected on 8 of his 14 shots. They're back to within 10 with McConnell driving right side and then dealing it up top. It's in the hands of Bryant, who gives it to Walker. Walker edge of the arc, driving on Sims. A shot off the back of the rim, contested by Sims. There's a loose ball foul in the lane. It's against Green, as he was unable to deal with Bryant.
Yep, that's just great work by Bryant. This relentless pursuit of that offensive rebound. A.J. Green has no choice but to wrap him up.
We've talked many, many times this season about rebounding. The Pacers have been one of the worst rebounding teams in the league, but they out-rebounded the Bucks by 2 in Game 1. And they've only been out-rebounded by 1 in Game 2.
Yeah, just stay competitive in that aspect of the game, and oftentimes it's going to yield good results.
Ball in, Mathurin with it. 10:20 left in the fourth. Mathurin driving down the left side. He stumbles to the goal, puts up a prayer. No response. Lillard takes it the other way. Left of the logo to the edge of the arc. A step back 3 near sideline, negative. Weak side rebound. McConnell and Sims battle for it. McConnell was able to knock it away from Sims, and Siakam came up with it. Now McConnell pulls up left side, dumps it to the top, and Siakam hits a 3. McConnell with excellent plays at both ends.
Absolutely. Great work on the rebounding, and then is able to come up with a nice pass, freeing up Siakam for the 3.
104-91. Trent goes to work, pulling up right side, missing over Nembhard. Offensive rebound, Sims, but he fumbled it. Siakam picks it up. Siakam on the move. In the lane, runs into Bryant, hands him the ball, and they work it out to McConnell, who attacks in the lane. The pull-up off the front of the rim from the dotted half circle. Pacers by 13. Porter rebounds and brings it for Milwaukee. Left edge, right hand, still outside the arc. Now gets to the foul line, down the left side of the lane, and he puts it in. Porter with some nice work.
Wow, made a seemingly impossible shot go. Playing one-on-one there.
Pacers up 11, and now an offensive foul off the ball as Bryant, right of the lane, steamrolled Lillard and is called for an offensive foul. One of the differences in the game, the turnovers. Indiana just 8, Milwaukee 16.
And steamrolled is an accurate description there. Just a little too aggressive in terms of trying to seal him in the paint.
9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Here comes Porter again. He's been dangerous. This time, though, he'll send it outside. He got Trent a wide-open three, which he couldn't take advantage of. But the rebound to Kuzma. He floats into the near corner and misses a three. Bryant gives the ball to McConnell. And now behind the play, we have a whistle and a foul on Porter.
They're going to review.
Or was it a technical foul?
They're going to review that. But he essentially just grabbed Thomas Bryant as he tried to release to get out on the transition offense.
This comes with 8:45 to play. At minimum, it's a foul on Porter. Maybe we'll get a replay.
Fans will take this opportunity to heckle Bobby Portis, who had nothing to do with that play.
Well, they just showed it up on the big screen. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I saw it live. He just tried to grab him. So I'm not sure if they're going to call this a flagrant or not. I don't even think Bobby Portis is in the game.
It doesn't matter. If you're arch enemy number one, you're arch enemy number one. That's it.
Oh, that is so good.
You don't have to be in the game.
The ruling on the floor is a personal foul on Porter Jr. The play is under review to see if it meets the criteria for a flagrant foul.
Well, I saw it out of the corner of my eye. I didn't really have a take on it. Did you think it was flagrant? Here it is. Let's see. He fell down.
Yeah, he tries to grab his and essentially tried to trip him there. Slow motion, it doesn't look like much, but
I would say that's there's 0% chance that's flagrant.
Yeah.
Definitely a foul, though.
That is fantastic.
Well, which one of the Pacers do you think will be the target of the Milwaukee fans? It's got to be Halliburton, I suppose.
I would say Halliburton, yes.
They are reviewing this at center court. The Pacers are up 11 with 8:45 to play.
Yeah, to that end, best believe someone will be targeted and harassed in similar fashion.
This comes with 8:45 to play. The Pacers have never trailed. Wire-to-wire wins, and for that matter, wire-to-wire losses. Not all that common. During the regular season, the Pacers had 3 wire-to-wire wins and 2 wire-to-wire losses. In other words, a game that started, you scored first, and the other team never tied or took the lead.
Quick correction. Bobby Portis is in the game, but he
wasn't involved in the play.
He was on the other side of the floor. I think Siakam had gone down on the floor on his own.
Look at that. Every time after he's done reviewing, you pointed it out, he takes that handkerchief, Zach Zarba, out of his pocket, mops his brow, discusses his findings with his colleagues, and then comes over and gives us a ruling.
Yes. I appreciate his hygiene, maintenance.
Let me ask you this. You had him in the D-League, right?
Yes.
Could you tell when he was in the D-League that he was going to be a good official?
I liked him then, as much as you can like an official as a player.
Yeah.
I always thought he was fair. He was consistent on both ends of the floor, professional, all the things you want in an official.
He's gone back to the monitor. Now, I wonder if he's, after looking at it again, if he's going to take the headset off and then bring that kerchief out again. That's nope, not this time. He's going to speak to Rick Carlisle before he speaks to us.
After review, the action by Porter Jr. grabbing the heel and the foot of Thomas Bryant was deemed unsportsmanlike and unnecessary. It's been upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty 1. It's also a transition take foul. Transition take foul flagrant, therefore anybody can shoot 2. Pacers get the ball sideline out of bounds. The action between Siakam and Portis off the ball did not rise to the level of unsportsmanlike, and no penalties are awarded on that play.
Well, I'm surprised.
That's a big call.
I'm not saying it's wrong, but I am surprised.
When you throw in the unsportsmanlike, it's certainly warranted.
And the way that ruling transpired, the Pacers can send anyone to the line. You have to be in the game, and so it'll be Mathurin. Good choice. He's 11 for 11 in these 2 games.
He can't be any better.
The Pacers as a team are 15 of 15.
And Rick Carlisle and Zach Zarba still having a spirited discussion.
Mathurin hits. One more. 105 to 93.
That may be the play between Portis and Siakam that he may be arguing. I'm not sure if there's something actually did happen over there or not.
Mathurin again, and he made them both. Porter's out of the game. The Bucks are now playing with Lillard, Kuzma, Antetokounmpo, Portis, and Trent. The Pacers have Nembhard, Turner, McConnell, Siakam, and Mathurin. They lead by 13, 8:45 to go. Ball comes in far side. Free throw line extended. Full shot clock. Siakam takes it near the timeline, gives it to McConnell. McConnell waiting for Turner to screen. Now bounces it cross court, takes it back from Nembhard, directly on top to the right edge of the arc. Nembhard returns to McConnell. Left side, Nembhard outside the arc. Right hand and now the left. Yo-yoing with the dribble, gives it to Turner. Fakes the shot, 4 to shoot. Step back, left side. Perfect! Turner hits from out on the left side. It's 108-93. Turner with his first 2 points of the second half. Pacers by 15 with just over 8 minutes to go. Lillard got it to the top and then took it back from Kuzma. He'll go right edge. Trent has it there, 7 to shoot. They'll go to their best player, and Antetokounmpo takes it from the wing into the lane. Contact and a foul. First team foul against the Pacers. 8:02 to play in the fourth quarter. That is Siakam's 4th personal.
And Siakam's got his handfuls clearly, but the play is they're trying to wait for the bounce to go double team, but it's too late. The dribble he takes, he's already in the lane. Siakam can do nothing but foul there.
He is 4 of 5 from the line and will shoot 2. He's got 24 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists. He had his best scoring game against the Pacers a couple of seasons back. He scored 64 in a game against Indiana in Milwaukee. And his foul shot here is off the back of the rim. So he made his first 4. He's now missed 2 straight, and he'll shoot 1 more. Nesmith and Halliburton are in. McConnell and Siakam are out. Mathurin also leaves. So it'll be Nembhard and Halliburton. Nesmith, Toppin, and Turner.
Give it up to the fans. They are letting Giannis hear it every single time. Here we go again.
He is ready with that second foul shot. And he made that. He leads all scorers with 25 points. But his team is down by 14 with 7:58 left in the fourth. Nembhard has it. Right edge of the arc. Picked up by Antetokounmpo. Mulling over his options. Still holding the dribble with a shot clock at 10. Now he'll give it up. Right sideline Halliburton. A 3 over Antetokounmpo is off target. Long rebound out near the foul line. Secured by Portis. Milwaukee has the ball. They're down 14 with 7:35 to play. Antetokounmpo comes off a screen from Portis. Hard down the left side, and he's right back on the line. Shooting 2.
Well, see, they get the screen there between Nesmith. Nesmith is guarding Giannis Antetokounmpo. Bobby Portis, who Turner is guarding, comes over and sets the screen. But Turner is kind of laid a step or 2 off. He just consumes all of that space and easily draws the foul.
He's got 2 coming here among his seemingly endless list of accomplishments. He is one of 6 players in the history of the NBA as he gets set to take the first of 2. Countdown is at 9. It's at 10. The shot is on the way, and it's good. He's one of 6 players in the history of the league to lead his team in scoring, rebounding, assists, steals, and blocks in the same season. He did that in 16-17. The others to do it. You know, I don't even know why I mentioned that. Wilt's not on the list.
I was waiting for you to say Will. Yeah.
It's Dave Cowan, Scottie Pippen, Kevin Garnett, LeBron James twice, and Nikola Jokic.
Any of them from Wisconsin?
From Wisconsin?
Or Minnesota? Where are you? Where's
No, none of them are from Minnesota. 7:31 left. Timeout. 108-95. Pacers up 13 on the Elevance Health Radio Network.
Now you can call every shot when it comes to investing because Gainbridge's easy online platform
season when he's between 11 and 19. But when Halliburton gets to 20 points, the Pacers this year 25-3. He's got the 10 assists, but he's also got the 21 points. The Pacers have a 13-point lead with 7:31 to go.
Out of the timeout, Indiana will play with Nembhard, Turner, Nesmith, Toppin, and Halliburton. Milwaukee with Trent, Portis, Kuzma, Lillard, and Antetokounmpo on the line. He's got one more coming. He is 6 of 8 from the line in this game. And he's got 26 points. .7:31 remaining. And the foul shot is off target. Rebounded by Toppin. He made his first 4 tonight. Since then, he's gone 2 of 5. Pacers have the ball at a 13-point lead. 7:21 left in the fourth. Nembhard gives it up perimeter right. Nesmith. Turner holds it on the arc against Portis. Back to the center of the floor. Shot clock to 6. Nembhard puts it on the floor. Driving left side. Pulls up 15 feet out and drains it.
He's been so good in these first 2 games, and just love to see him get to his pull-up shot there.
The lead is 15 with under 7 minutes to play in game 2. Lillard lobs it inside, catching it and dunking it in front. Here's Antetokounmpo, who now has 28. Lillard, in his first game back, has 11 points and 5 assists. Indiana by 13, 6:43 to play. Halliburton centers it. Turner goes left side to Nesmith. Back to the right edge of the arc. Nembhard. He scored on the last possession. This time he gives it to Halliburton, who drives the baseline. Zings it outside. Open man. Dead on. And Nembhard left a 3-ball short. Offensive rebound. Halliburton. He's 15 feet out right side. Sends it across the lane to Nesmith, who takes it into the lane and scores from the dotted half circle.
I'll tell you what. You rarely say this, but it wasn't a great pass by Halliburton. And Nesmith did a terrific job of snagging that with one hand.
112-97. Portis wants 3, and he's got it from out on the right edge. He has had a very good game. He's got 22 points. His team, though, down by a dozen with half of the fourth quarter gone. Here comes Halliburton to the left side of the floor for Nembhard. Nembhard working the wing against Lillard. Up top to Nesmith. One bounce, a lob into the lane, slapped away from Turner, but he got it back. It winds up near corner, and Toppin hit a 3. Really good save on that possession by Turner.
Yes, it was. A nice extra pass by Halliburton. 3-ball in the corner by Toppin.
The lead is 15 with 5.5 left. Portis gives it to Lillard. Bouncing it back to Portis. He's had the hot hand tonight. This time, though, his 3 is off target. And Antetokounmpo rebounds and scores as he's fouled. He's got 30. He had 36 in game 1. Second in the league in scoring during the regular season at better than 30. And in his 67 appearances during the regular season, he scored 30 or more 40 times.
Yeah, he is just so physically gifted, and he has a will and competitive spirit to match those gifts. He just put Nesmith under the basket.
They're down 13 with 5:25 to play. Antetokounmpo looking for a 3-point play, which he does not find. Turner with the rebound off of the miss. 5 minutes and 21 seconds remain. Indiana leads by 13. Halliburton right side arc to Toppin. Now center of the floor, Nembhard. Shot clock is down to 10. Nembhard moves to his left. Lillard's all over him, and now 2 all over him. Commits a foul.
That's how you do it. Great job there. Lillard was trying to pressure Nembhard. You beat pressure with pressure, just attacks him and draws the foul.
5 minutes and 8 seconds remain. That's the team's third. 14 on the shot clock. Pacers up by 13, and Halliburton will work it in. On top, Nembhard has the ball. He's on the logo. Now moves forward. Toppin sets a screen, slides away. Lillard picks up Nembhard. Top of the circle. Open man. Left edge. Halliburton, though, misses the 3. And it's rebounded by Antetokounmpo. 4 minutes and 51 seconds remain. Milwaukee down 13 and attacking in green right to left. Antetokounmpo, center of the floor off a Portis screen. Now he'll drive it and spin into the lane, and that's a goaltend on Turner.
He gets there just a Just a second late there and for that block shot attempt.
115-104. Siakam up off of the bench, and he'll replace Toppin. And it looks like he'll have to wait for the next possession. So Toppin stays in the game as Siakam waits at the scorer's table with 4:41 to play. Pacers lead by 11. And Nembhard will work it into the forecourt. Walking it up, hits the timeline. Lillard is there, crossing with the right hand. He's right up against that timeline with 4.5 to play. Now moves to the center of the floor, backs up to the logo, now attacks, gets into the lane, fakes the shot, fades, and misses over at Antetokounmpo. Portis is there to rebound. Milwaukee down 11 with 4 minutes and 17 seconds to play. Lillard drives and kicks, and Portis, who has done major damage tonight, hits another 3 out of the corner, his 5th of the game. They're within 8 with plenty of time remaining. Timeout Pacers, 4:10 left. The lead is 8. And you're listening to Pacers playoff basketball on the Elevance Health Radio Network. Eight in the fourth quarter here in game 2, and they're on a 7-point run. They've cut it to 8 with 4:10 left as we go courtside to Pat Boiler.
We talked about this earlier, but Doc Rivers, after game number 1, lamenting the 15 assists, lamenting the lack of ball movement. Giannis had just 1 assist, which is the fewest he's had in a playoff game where he's played at least 15 minutes. Giannis has 6 tonight. The Bucks have 24. They've been moving the ball much better. The adjustments there for Doc Rivers working. They're shooting 52% from the field, 41% from 3. The one area their offense has struggled, the turnover category, where the Pacers are +8 in turnovers, and they've outscored the Bucks by 10. That category you can almost single-handedly circle as the difference. The two teams are very close to each other in their shooting percentages, but the Pacers have outscored the Bucks by 10 in the turnover margin. In a game they lead by 8 with 4:10 left.
That's plenty of time for Milwaukee, Eddie, and it's not, I don't think, an overstatement to say that if the Pacers let this get away, it would be a devastating loss.
Yeah, it'd be a rough one to stomach for sure. We think of the magnitude and importance of being able to secure home court advantage, and after having a substantial lead here, but still in the driver's seat, but the Bucks gaining momentum.
Ball comes in, and Halliburton will bring it up. Just over 4 minutes to play. Milwaukee has scored the last 7 to cut the Indiana lead to 8. Turner, center of the floor, matched up with Portis, gives to Halliburton. He'll fire perimeter left. Siakam there with 10 to shoot. Driving to the wing. Back to the basket. Double team, sends it to Turner, and here it comes. Way off target, hit the glass, not the rim, and then went out of bounds off of Nesmith.
Yeah, it's one of those too open. Give yourself some time to think about it and overthink it.
3:49 to go. Milwaukee has scored 7 consecutive points to cut it to 8. Antetokounmpo walks it through the logo at center. He'll pitch it left edge of the circle. Portis has it there. Hand off to Lillard. Lillard driving left of the lane, in the lane, out to the right edge. And now taking it back from Trent, missing a 3. Rebound, Antetokounmpo underneath. Sends it outside. Portis wants 3 more, and he's got it.
Wow.
Portis has scored 11 of his 28. Here in this quarter, he's got 6 3-point baskets. They're on a 10-point run, and they're within 5. 3:15 to go. Halliburton to Siakam. He wants 3. Doesn't get it off the front of the rim. Rebound slapped out of bounds. Indiana keeps it. 3 minutes and 8 seconds to play. The Pacers are just 6 of 16 from the floor here in the fourth quarter. And now Milwaukee takes a timeout with 3 minutes and 8 seconds left to play. It gives us an opportunity to discuss our Indiana Soybean Alliance Versatile Player of the Game off of the bench. The Pacers went 10 deep tonight, and of the 5 off the bench, 4 scored. Pat, your thoughts on our Indiana Soybean Alliance Versatile Player of the Game off of the bench?
I will go with Benedict Mathurin.
4 of 10 from the floor, 5 of 5 from the foul line, a bench high 14 points. I can agree with that.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I agree with that.
Indiana Soybean Alliance wants to remind fans that soybeans are the versatile crop of Indiana, providing Hoosiers with food, fuel, and fiber every day. 3:08 left. The Pacers have never been behind, nor has the game ever been tied. But Milwaukee has scored the game's last 10 points. And with 3 minutes and 8 seconds to play, they're within 5. The shot clock at 14, the game clock at 3:08. What are the Pacers' priorities other than the obvious, hanging on to this lead? How do they go about doing that?
Well, struggling to get anything going offensively here now. And again, the game within the game between the coaches. Once again, no Brook Lopez in this fourth quarter. He subbed out in the third. We haven't seen him since. They have a very difficult lineup out there to score against, especially when you're playing against a half-court defense.
Baseline inbound, far side, 14 to shoot, 3:08 to play. The ball comes into Nesmith. Way out left side near the hash mark, he hands it to Halliburton. Halliburton off a Nembhard screen. That got him to the right edge. He's played by Lillard. He drives it with the left hand, fading to his left. Left the jump shot short. Rebound controlled by Antetokounmpo, his 18th rebound of the game. They've scored the last 10, and here he comes. He's in the lane. They stop him at the foul line, and he feeds it out to Lillard with 2:43 to go. Now he'll send it to the far corner, and Portis finally missed a 3. Weak side rebound, Kuzma. Back into the corner, Portis. On top to Lillard from 35 feet, he hit a 3. His first scoring of the second half. They're on a 13-point run, and they've cut it to 2. Pacers in desperate need of a field goal. Here's Halliburton to the left wing. Sends it outside. Siakam gives to Nembhard. 2:16 to go. Nembhard left edge. Shot clock down to 8. Nembhard played by Antetokounmpo. Driving it right hand. Kicks it right side. Siakam is open. And that is a much-needed 3. Wow. That ends, excuse me, Eddie, that ends a 13-point run and pushes the lead back to 5.
Yeah, bleeding profusely.
Hemorrhaging. Under 2 minutes to go. Walking it up is Antetokounmpo. His team is down by 5. He picks up the dribble, gives it to Lillard. Lillard will shoot it from anywhere. He's up against the left sideline. Feeds to Antetokounmpo. Backing in from the foul line. Got to the goal. Left the left hand short. Rebound fiercely battled for and controlled by Turner, who got it to Halliburton. 93 seconds left. Pacers to the forecourt. Halliburton, center of the floor. Nobody's on Nembhard. He gives it up, though, to Halliburton. A collision at the foul line. No whistle either way as Kuzma hits the floor. And then, as Halliburton continues on to the goal, his layup is blocked out of bounds. 1:22 to go, 7 seconds to shoot. Antetokounmpo blocking the shot, and the ball will come in from the far side baseline.
And Halliburton and Lillard nose to nose. A little chatter once again between the two. They got security for both teams.
Pacer security, Buck security.
I don't think that's warranted. This is something officials should be able to handle. Security's got to get off the floor. They're not doing anything other than talking.
Looks like we've got it sorted out. Now, wait a minute. The officials blow the whistle again. Zach Zarba pointing to the Milwaukee bench.
Looks like he just got Pascal, or he pointed at Pascal, I think, for a tech. Not sure if there's a double tech or what.
Looks like a double tech. Siakam and Portis.
It will be a zesty environment in Milwaukee.
Shot clock reset to 14. 1:22 to play. Indiana has been reeling lately, but the Siakam three has pushed the lead back to 5. He takes the inbound pass, left wing, backs it up to the top and gives it to Nembhard. Nembhard down the left side, confronted by Antetokounmpo. The shot clock at 6. He backs it up and buries a 3 from out on the left edge, right in front of Doc Rivers, who calls a timeout.
Andrew Nembhard, absolutely fearless.
Milwaukee had scored 13 straight to cut it to 115-113, and then Siakam and Nembhard with consecutive threes, pushing the lead to 8 with 71 seconds to play. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big shot. And I'm thinking to myself, you got to stop running all these actions that are going at Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's the guy you want to stay away from. But he shoots a step-back 3-ball there and gets that one to go right in front of their bench.
Well, the Pacers 71 seconds away from going up 2-0 in this series. There is precedent here. The Pacers, over the course of their history, have taken the first 2 games of a playoff series 11 times, and they have won every one of those series. Doesn't mean anything necessarily here, but it is interesting to note.
Yeah, I mean, it's that's a tough hill to climb for the opponent. You get down 2-0, regardless to
well, the math is simple. If you fall down 2-0, you got to win 4 out of 5. Not easy.
Not at all.
However, Milwaukee is not quite finished here just yet.
They got slight pulse here, but they got to put the ball in the basket in this possession.
And remember, they're the best 3-point shooting team in the league, and they've shot it well from out there tonight. Lillard will play it in. They've got a full shot clock, but they like to score as quickly as possible. Kuzma bounces at right edge. Antetokounmpo attacking, backing in, out to Kuzma, who's all alone. His 3 back rimmed, rebounded by Siakam. Inside of a minute to go, the crowd has risen to its feet. Nembhard across the timeline. The Pacers are in front by 8. Nembhard working Lillard, way out near the timeline. Now driving it left hand, top of the circle. Down the left side, he got around Antetokounmpo, who fouled him. They had one to give. And so the Pacers will play it in, and now the crowd is paying homage to Andrew Nembhard, who was very, very crafty on that last possession.
Yeah, again, and it's against the guy I say don't go against in those positions, and he's able to hit him with a stop and go and draw the foul.
43 seconds left. He takes the inbound up top, gives it to Siakam. 8 seconds to shoot. Way out left side, driving, blows by Lillard. Got inside, and Portis blocked the shot, and it went off of Siakam and out of bounds. They've got 32.5 seconds to erase an 8-point deficit.
Oh, Mike Weiner wanted the review. He was sprinting to Rick Carlisle, couldn't get to him in time.
Here comes Antetokounmpo. He collides with Siakam on the way to the goal and dunks. He has scored 34. They're within 6. Nesmith fouled in backcourt. And now the Pacers begin going to the line with 23.5 seconds to go. So far tonight, they have been perfect. 17 of 17.
Well, listen, in addition to that, you got the guy at the line who has come up big in these clutch moments throughout the entire season.
91% on the season. And he'll shoot 2 here. He's got 16 points after scoring 7 in game 1. Pacers lead 121-115 after Milwaukee went on a 13-point run to pull to within 2. Nesmith hits the foul shot. The Pacers counter with a 7-2 run, and they're in front by 7. One more for Nesmith. 23.5 seconds to play. Indiana leading by 7 after they won game 1 by 19. Let's see if the Pacers remain perfect from the line. They do. 19 for 19. They lead by 8. Only 22 seconds remain. Here comes Lillard. He's looking for 3. He fires one off the back of the rim. Turner lets it go out of bounds. Indiana has it with 14 1/10 to go, and they lead the series.